My name is Riley-Commemorative, and today I want to celebrate the lives of the people who mean the most to me in the world. The ones who taught me right from wrong, who taught me what it means to be a man, to work hard, and to give my all no matter the outcome. The people who drove me to every practice, game, or any other extracurricular activity you could possibly think of because I was in them all. Who devoted so much love and time to my brother and I, and were always there for anything we had going on, even though my dad worked the night shift for most of our lives. I'm talking about my parents. My mother, Gina Meinzer, was born on August 28, 1971 in Abilene, Texas. She grew up the daughter of a carpenter and a homemaker, and she attended school in Haskell, Texas, and graduated at the top of her class in May of 1989. She continued her education at American Commercial College and got a medical secretary degree. She then took 2 years off to work at Child Protective Services, and then went back later and got her Associates of Applied Science in Dental Hygiene in 1995. My father, Tyke Meinzer, was born on October 11, 1964 in Knox City, Texas. He was the son of a farmer, an ASCS state spot checker, and a homemaker. He was an exceptional athlete and led his high school football team to the state semifinals 1 year and to the playoff 2 years. After high school, he attended Texas Tech for 2 years and then went to work for the ASCS in Haskell, Texas until 1990. He then worked from Tri-State Chemical from 90 to 92 and then went to work for the prison system where he stayed for 22 years. During my father's time at the ASCS office in Haskell, it gave him time to meet my mother, who was working at the local drugstore. They knew it was meant to be and got engaged after 3 months of dating and married a year later. They moved to Odessa in '92, where my dad began his job at Fort Stockton and my mom started her dental schooling. They were poor during this time, but always made it work. As Alan Jackson says, they were living on love because they didn't have much else. In '94, they moved to Big Spring, and thus my dad started his 19-year tenure in transportation at the Middleton unit in Abilene, Texas. My mother also starting her new dental hygienist job in Albany, Texas. They then moved a couple more times, first to Abilene, and then finally finding their way back to Haskell in 1996 to start a family. In May of '97, they welcomed their first and favorite born, me. And in March of 2000, they welcomed their second and final child, Dalton Meinzer. Thus began a life of pure, unadulterated family fun. We traveled the countryside, stopping in 30 states along the way, eating out of the snack box, which we were all happy to retire after years of overuse. We found time to make bear traps out of rocks in the mountains of New Mexico, see hillbillies perform comedy on stage in Tennessee, and even visit the geysers of Yellowstone National Park. They made family their priority and live for their kids to this day. They've told me many times that being poor starting off made them appreciate everything that came after, and they taught me, my brother and I, to appreciate all things no matter how small. My parents are also more than that title of parents. They are teachers. As a family, we run an air castle business, and through working with my dad, he taught me how meaningful it is to do right by the customer and show up early. Both my parents taught me that an education is vital and that their support for me is never wavering. But my mother taught me the most memorable lesson of all, which she had to drill into my head, and that is that you can't always say what you think because it's not always that nice. My parents are the strongest, most kind-hearted, loving people I know, and everyone who knows my family loves them. My dad knows literally everyone, and no matter where we go, it's always something like, "That guy was my roommate's girlfriend's brother in college." They worked very hard to get where they are, and now have passed on those lessons they learned along the way to my friends and I. They show nothing but love in all that they do and make people strive to do that as well. As I've grown, I've learned to appreciate more things, and at the top of that list would be my parents. My name is Riley-Commemorative, and thank you for your time.